Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Here we go, folks. Subscriber picks and breakdowns. Possible part 2 to this. I got a lot of crazy pictures. This is the one from the teaser or the short vid. Show you the giant vessel with the animal face. You see the horns, the eye, and the giant face looks like a horse or something. And you can see his neck extended out. I'm going to zoom in on that. Clearly you can see the horns poking out, the eye, and the elongation of the face. And it's attached to this giant mass, which is a craft. And if we look close under the bottom, you can see the geometry of the actual vessel or physical ship. Remember, folks, this is supernatural. These ships are organic and machine and do what they want. You see it? With the animal face on top. Okay, I'll take you in right here to show you some of the geometry in detail. You can't tell me this is a cloud. This is a cloud ship camouflaging itself as what people believe are clouds, but you can see geometry there, folks. Construction, design. And again, the horse-looking creature or face that's attached. We see old sea vessels that had all types of design attached to the front of old sailing ships and boats. So it's no wonder where humans down here get that from. And I'll zoom in on this strange-looking being right here. You can see his elongated nose. You see his black eyes. He has two. And he has appendages coming out the top of his head. Here's his head, body. Another strange looking alien ET or demonic being. Bluish face. You see his eyeballs right there. You can always screenshot this stuff and look at it for yourself. I'll zoom in again. Entity right there. Another one right there. Coming out, of course, the bottom of the craft. Then I'll take you to the secondary ship that's right below it. Same detailed design on the bottom. And we have this black smoke-like substance because we have spiritual situations going on right above us. Good and bad. I'm going to zoom in on the entity's face. You see his eye, his head, and he has ears that poke out to the side. I'll hold it in tight so you clearly can see. Nose and mouth. And the ears look like fins of a fish, which is a reoccurring theme in all my videos. Most of these craft are shaped like nature. Fish, whales, sharks. And then we have, again, faces on the front of the vessels. 1, 2. I showed this in an old video of, I think the name of the video was Giant Mothership, and it had a crazy looking face on the front like this. You see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and you see always appendages that are sticking out of the head. Horns, giant ears, or antlers. Okay, and then we'll go to the face that's right above it, that's attached to the giant vessel. And you clearly can see it here. Here's the eye, the nose, and the bottom of the mouth. And it's a construction. From my experience, shape-shifting also. Moving on. Shout out Jamie from Delco. I'm going to take you to the original picture. And this is it right here. The two giant vessels. The strange looking faces on the front of the vessels. Still very clear to see. And it was something else that stuck out to me. When I saw this, I did a video on this, the disembodied heads that float through our environment, meaning the only thing you see is the head of the entity or being that's traversing through our atmosphere. But they're wearing some type of invisibility cloak, because this is not my first time seeing a floating head. And I'll zoom in so there could be no doubt that that's a head. I have the one with contrast and highlights on it, so it really will stick out, so you'll see it. But this is the original. I'm going to zoom out slightly, and you can see this dark line right here. And I'll zoom in on it. You see it? It almost looks like a collar going around the actual head. It's some type of invisibility cloak, because I still see, looks like a black line, and it goes up into a V. I'll hold that in tight. This thing is wearing some type of invisibility cloak, and it's floating through our atmosphere. This is not a lens flare, folks. I'm highly experienced in lens flare, and you still see it clearly right there. I'll zoom in on it again. And it's the disembodied floating head. And it has multiple faces on it. It has a face that's looking this way, and it has a face that's looking directly at us. I'll try to zoom in as much as I can, because the face that's looking directly at us, you see his eye, nose, and mouth. This stuff is spoken of in biblical texts with entities with multiple faces. I'll try to zoom in a little tighter. And I'll pull away. Okay, and then I'm gonna zoom in on this creature right here too, because these creatures are considered to be angels, angelic beings. You see his wings extended. Here's his body, and here's his head. His face is of an animal, and he has antlers or horns that are going up and bent back. I'll zoom in and hold it tight and steady so you can see for yourself. Pull down some of the light, and you can see the detail in the antlers or horns that go up and bend back. Animal face. You see his eye right there. Here's the wings. Same consistent up motion, and the body. See him flying over? Supernatural, spiritual stuff going on out here, folks. And here's the disembodied floating head. I'm going to move on. That's a screenshot of it. And you still can see the invisibility cloak that it's wearing. I'll zoom in a little tighter. You can see it almost coming around its neck right here and coming down. And I'll go to the one with some enhancement on it, and you'll see that line that I was telling you about right there. Like the zipper part of the suit that it's wearing. I'll hold that in tight, because that one with the contrast is really telling. You can see the multiple faces in the head. Let's see if I raise up the light. You almost see his body come out when I raise up the light, folks. Look at that. And you see that black line I was telling you about is right here, going right around his neck. Look at that face. I'll pull the light back down. Zoom in a little more. The cloak or suit that it's wearing, and then I'll zoom in tight on the face. Moving on. Exactly what I just described. And let's go here. This is from the RealCreamWill from Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia. My brother, he was taking this picture on a car ride to DC. And he sent me this picture. And I'm going to show you the original first, because this is what he sent. He said, Riz, check this out. I saw this glowing light or speck of light moving inside the cloud. He said, I was driving, so I aimed my phone out the window and I snapped the picture. And he was trying to get me to see this. But I saw all this. Look at the structure in this thing, folks. This is a massive, massive ship, cloaked up like no other. You see the detail in it. And I asked him numerous times, did you take this through glass? He said, no. He said, Riz, I already know. We don't take pictures through glass if we can help it. He said he pointed the phone out the window because he saw these points of light moving. So when I showed him this, I said, wow, did you see all this? Look at the detail and design that's up there. I'm going to zoom in on some of these points of light. And I showed this in a previous video, how these ships are cloaked in our atmosphere with some type of stealth or invisibility cloak, but still it seems to reflect light and give away its position. You see the shape, folks? I'm going to pull down the light to show you. Zoom out a little bit. This whole thing is a massive ship. It's crazy. And then accompanying it, I said, look at all these little small vessels that are riding out with it. And we clearly see these are not birds. Look at this, folks. This is crazy. I just want to show y'all the amount of black craft that were flying in formation with this giant ship. I'm zooming in tight to show you that they're not birds. Okay, zoom out some more, and they're all right here in formation. You can see the black specks. And then let's go to the one with the highlight. Here we go. Check this out, folks. I'm going to pull down the light. And you can see what people believe are clouds or massive ships. I mean, you see the formation. You can't have perfect circles like that. Let's let the focus catch up. Okay. Look at this. Massive geometric structure, straight lines. One coming in on a crazy angle. Look at this. Cigar shaped. Look at this. Vectored. All connected. With design in it and everything. Look at this. That's pattern, people. Can't have that in a cloud. I'm showing you the pattern right there. Look at that. Circular shape. This shape. The whole thing is a massive craft and is giving itself away right there. Let's go back to the original. There it is. And I'm going to show you another one to show you how these things hide in plain sight. To show you that seeing is believing. You can live in cognitive dissonance all you want. This is from one of my pictures. And you clearly can see the vessel cloaked perfectly. But light shining on it gives away its position. This thing almost looks like the invisible plane for Wonder Woman. And you see it extends all the way out to here. You see, I'm going to zoom in. You can see the front section, the tail section, exhaust. You can literally see the detail in the motor. Okay. And then I'll take you to the front of the craft and you'll see the illumination and detail of the actual craft itself. Seeing is believing. Miss me with all the rest of the stuff. And none of this is up for debate. And I'll zoom in on the two faces that are poking out. One looks humanoid and one looks like a alien. You see his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his head. You see this one over here with the piercing eye, the nose, the beard, crazy looking horn coming out of the side of his head. Okay? Let that sink into your soul and understand who I am and who you're dealing with. Okay? I'm going to go to the black and white shot of those entities so they can sink into your soul, so you can wake up, and I'll help you with my wand right here to break the spell. You see the horns. You see the crazy looking piercing eye, the nose, the mouth, the facial hair, and then the secondary face right here. Eye, nose, mouth, outline of the head. I'll hold that in tight so there can be no doubt. Shout out Matlock Soap. Okay, then I'll take you to the craft that's right into the same frame, because remember, all these are vessels, folks. And then there's the craft right there. Definitely feel a part 2 coming on. I have a lot of stuff to get through. See the detail in the motor? See how it's just parked in the sky? I don't know anything that we have that can do that with no sound. Okay, then I'm going to take you to another entity or being, or demonic looking being. You see his eye, elongated head, neck, nose, mouth, and extended jawline. Yeah. Like to see you run into him in person. Okay. Getting back. Okay. We have a brother right here that sent in stuff. He labeled it already. This stuff is shot from Saudi Arabia. His handle is SLOOMKSA. Slumkska. SLOOMKSA. Shot from Saudi Arabia. Peace, love, and light. Okay? He's showing you the head of the creature, the body, the tail, and the actual hoof. Okay? Understand, folks, like, clouds can't make hooves and bent legs. Understand that this is supernatural stuff that's going on. I know it's hard for the layperson to believe, but there's the head. Okay? Clearly, this man understands what he's saying, and it's from Saudi Arabia. So understand the type of stuff that's going on over there. Spiritual wickedness in high places. You see the ear, appendage on the head, the eye, the front of the face, the other eye, and the mouth. I'm going to zoom in on the face so you could clearly see into this thing's soul. Seeing is believing. And you see the dark mass that's going around his mouth. And his mouth is right here. It looks like he's blowing like... You see his eyes clearly. And his ears look like he's some type of fish being. Beautiful work. I'll zoom out. And you still see the face. There's no doubt. Okay, moving on fast. He sent another one. Head, tail, body. We clearly can see that that's some type of crazy looking face. We'll zoom in. This is not clouds making shapes, people. This is supernatural stuff. Okay? Spiritual warfare. Demons and angels that are fighting for you. For the people that truly believe in the real creation, the creation and the creator of all things. Not these deities that man gave you. Understand that. Everything here is corrupted and tampered with. Soon as the babies come outside the womb, the doctors are filling it full of poison to dumb it down, to destabilize it, to create chaos. Understand that. You see the face. I'll zoom in some more. It's the face of agony. You see it. It's crying out. Moving on. This is the one with the highlight. Clearly see the tail bent up. Of course, the body And then the crazy face again. We'll zoom in for the people that can't see. That can't see with their physical eyes or the spiritual ones. Because seeing is believing. You clearly see that face, and it's the face of agony. Do I have to point out the eyes, the nose, the mouth? Look at the sad face on it. Place for physical pain and judgment. That's what this place is. You see it, skull, wings, body, legs. Very clear to see. Even with no contrast and highlight, you can see that that's the head or face of some type of creature. Here's the eye, here's the head, mouth coming down. Helmet, skull, neck, skeleton, arm, hand, legs. Okay? Clearly you can see this crazy looking skull face right here. Eyes, nose, mouth, crazy looking crown going across the top of his head. Peace, love, and light. One love to all my new subs. Welcome to this channel. It'll be the ride of your life. This is the one with the highlight on it. Let's zoom into the face. Eyeball. Giant neck and back. And then as he detailed, the wings. See the leg coming down. Bent. Moving on. One with contrast and highlight so you can see. I mean, look at the creepiness of the hand right here, folks. Like a claw. The crazy looking face. Eye, nose. Bottom of the jaw is missing, and it has some type of weird looking crown on the top part of his forehead. It looks like the left eye is blotted out. Big time symbolism. Shout out Queen Bridget from Ohio. She sent these in, you know, and I just want to zoom in right here to show how this is a massive vessel that's entering in or near the sun. You see this giant ship that's right here, cloaked, of course. People that watch this channel know and understand from the things I show. We don't make anything up, okay? And you can see the organic bends of the metal of the ship. I'm just gonna hold that in so you can see it. Shout out Bridget from Ohio. Let's go to the next pic. Now this is the one I put some highlight on. You clearly can see this massive vessel right here. Vector shape. And then we have another one right here. And they're all moving toward the sun. Okay, and this is what people would call a sundog, but as a reflection on the side of the craft. And you see the half a face right there. And you can see the detail and structure in the actual vessel. Straight lines, geometry. Crazy, folks. Just gonna hold that in tight. And then when we come over here, we also have more massive ships just moving their way into the sun. And of course, always shaped like nature, giant whales. You see fins. You see the stereotypical disc shape. These ships are alive, folks. Look, there's one there. The main one is right here. You really can see. You can see the fins coming off the side of it. You can see the split in the top of the craft. I mean, I can't make this up, folks. Just like off the movie Avengers. I mean, very organic looking, and they're all moving in a wave together, moving as a team. Massive ship right here. I mean, for some people just looking, they can't see like this is a massive ship where you can see the bar that's intersecting it in the top and the bottom of the craft. I mean, so stereotypical of a UFO. I mean, you literally can see the point on the top of it. This is the cockpit. Follow my wand or my pen. You see the middle portion of it, and you see the bottom. I'm going to hold that tight. I see everything, folks. It's just how I'm built, I guess. I don't miss much. And trust me, folks, if it's something you see on these videos, I didn't mention it because of time. That's it. You see the craft. People need to wake up and understand. Shout out Queen Bridget again from Ohio. I mean, how do you get this, folks? Look at this giant pyramid. And the sun looks like it's breaking through our environment. I mean, look at this. It's literally coming out of this cloud formation. Like it's a massive ship right here, and it's projecting the image of the sun. Most people can't see into it. It's too bright. But when you take the picture, you can see like this thing is busting out. The sun is busting out the bottom of this. Look at this, folks. I mean, like, wow. That's what all the light pulled down. You can see it's a solid circle. And then the sun is poking out the bottom of it. Like this whole thing is a machine all moving together. And then it's creating all this light reflection into the shape of almost like a giant perfect pyramid. And you see the light because it's something solid there, folks. Massive vector shaped craft flying through the atmosphere with the backdrop of a sky. Do you see that? Pointed with the projection of a sun in the middle. I mean, I've showed on videos before where you got things moving through the night sky that look exactly like the night sky with stars fixed on them and everything. So black, it looks like the atmosphere. You got to understand something, folks. Look at that. Unbelievable. Definitely going to have to probably do a part 2. This is just a lot of pictures I have to get through, folks. And that's one with some highlight on it. I'm going to zoom into the disc, the sun disc, with the apparatus going completely around it. Pull the light back up. It's so bright, folks. It's just crazy. Moving on to the next picture. Queen Bridget again. It's just more of the same. The points of light are ships and craft. Always looking like stone or some type of sea creature. And their focal point is the sun. Always moving on. Same picture with contrast and highlight. You can see the points of light is not just a random point of light. It's a reflection onto a massive craft. You can see the detail and structure in it. Always looks like some type of giant fish or creature made of stone that moves organic and looks machine at times. And then you can just see the detail and some of the structures that's cloaked out in what people call chemtrails. I mean, the moon was out in my atmosphere today, you know, and then the fog came and just blurred it out. Shout out Falk You too. He sent this picture in. I mean, look how the sun is being split, folks. And it's way back there. And I mean, just look at this. This looks digital. Shout out Falk You too from Canada. Moving on. Shout out Good Brother. And if I don't get this in, folks, there will be a part 2. I mean, just look at the living entities that are on the edge of these massive vessels. Look at this. This is just flying through people's neighborhoods. You see the entities on the edge. Peace, love, and light. If this video cuts off, there will be a part 2. Being. You see the head, the arms, the body. I mean, come on. Look like he's up climbing up a damn mountain with another entity right under him. Another one here. I'll pull down the light so you can see him. Just to focus. This picture is amazing, folks. See the craft cloaked. If you look up and you don't have the understanding, you just think, oh, that's just a cloud. But a cloud that's aerodynamic and shaped like a ship, pointed in the front, and then it has entities and beings spilling out all around it. Look at these people. They look black. Look at this. Another entity there and more entities there. I'm just going to zoom in and end it on this and then definitely do a part 2. Peace, love, and light, folks. Shout out good brother for this. I got more pictures to come. And definitely a part 2 to this. I mean, you clearly can see that these are people. Like, wow, hold on. Do I have a highlighted one of this? Let's zoom in again. This guy looks like he has the Iron Man mask on. Like, wow, look at this. Body, armor, everything. Point on his helmet. You can see his eyes. Then we have a black man sitting over here with an all-white robe on. Strange entity there. Strange entity there. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. I'm going to end with this. Ride it home, part 2. Subscriber picks. More to come. Just take that in, folks. Living beings in vessels. Peace.